Right now, the Trump campaign wrapping up a busy week in Wisconsin. We're recapping the president's visit and who's coming to the Badger State next.
And feeding Madison's students at home. How many of them are getting meals?
A beautiful sunrise is underway here in southern Wisconsin. Coming up, we'll take a look at those temperatures heading into the weekend.
This is News 3 Now This Morning.
Good morning, folks. Happy Friday. It is September 18th. I'm Leah Lynchine.
And I'm Chris Stanford. Hey, coming up in about 15 minutes, we got a food truck that's going to be live on the program for Food Truck Friday going on at the Alliant Energy Center.
Chris set this up because he's always extremely hungry at 6:15. He's always sneaking out for a Lara bar, so now we get to preview a neat event happening and also get some food. Yeah, meantime, politics making headlines in Wisconsin. President Trump is back in Washington after a big campaign stop in Wisconsin last night. Thousands of people gathered to see the president in Mosinee. He touched on several topics during his speech, including the border wall, the Second Amendment, and the economy. It's a topic the polls show Wisconsinites are especially interested in, particularly in communities that may decide which way the state votes. The president focused on the USMCA trade deal, which he says was good for Wisconsin farmers.
They gave us so much. I have every farmer calling up saying, please do me a favor. We love this. We love this. This is a great deal.
So after 3 visits this week, the Trump campaign is keeping its focus on Wisconsin next week, too. Vice President Mike Pence is scheduled for another campaign stop in Eau Claire on Thursday. This after he was just in Janesville this week. Meanwhile, Democratic nominee Joe Biden and his running mate Kamala Harris also on the campaign trail this week. Harris spoke with leaders of the Latino community in Philadelphia last night, while Biden took part in a CNN town hall. Biden criticized the president's handling of the pandemic in that town hall. We'll hear from him coming up in our next half hour.
Madison schools are trying to get the word out that they have food for students. The numbers are in from the first week of its new meal program, and about 1 in 8 students picked up meals. The district also served up more than 5,000 breakfast and lunches to students at daycares. Here's a picture of what families are picking up. Once a week, each student gets enough food for 5 breakfasts and 5 lunches. District leaders say that they are following nutritional guidelines and trying not to waste anything. We asked if participation in the pickup program will impact future funding.
We don't see it having a negative impact on the budget at this point. We do, obviously, we're fiscally responsible, and we want to make sure that we are accounting for each of the meals that we are distributing and accurately reporting those. So there is a mechanism for tabulating the number of meals that we distribute.
Parents are encouraged to sign up for meals ahead of time. That helps the district prepare. To find out when and where meals are available to be picked up, head to the Channel 3000 Facebook page.
In Rock County, school officials in Janesville are meeting with the police on the topic of juvenile justice. An analysis from our partners at the Janesville Gazette found black students in Janesville were cited, arrested, or referred to juvenile authorities at a rate 7 times higher than their other classmates. Black students make up just over 6% of the student population there, but account for 1/3 of those arrests and referrals. The district says they want to go beyond recognizing those numbers and find ways to connect kids with services without using the juvenile justice system. Janesville schools also saying they'll try to be as transparent as possible when it comes to COVID-19 cases in schools. You may remember Craig High School and Roosevelt Elementary put a hold on in-person learning for at least 2 weeks after a number of positive cases were found. Attorneys for the school district say any schools affected will alert parents while protecting the privacy of those who were infected. The Rock County Public Health Department is leaving it up to individual school districts on how much information they release.
The Marcus Ann School District says it's taking a week-long break from classes now after what they're calling a dramatic rise in COVID-19 cases. The break starts today and it will last through next Sunday, September 27th. The district says it'll be addressing cleaning, mitigation, and virtual options for quarantined students in its return to school plan, but says the large uptick in cases has stressed the system for staffing. They're stressing that this is going to be a complete week off, and next week will not have virtual learning either. They say they'll adjust the school calendar if it's necessary to make up the days.
A teacher in northeast Wisconsin has died after contracting the virus. According to a letter from the Howard-Suamico School District, 47-year-old Heidi Husley died yesterday after a brief hospitalization. The Beaver Dam High School graduate was a German teacher at Bayport High School. Counselors will be at Bayport High today, and both in-person and online classes will be canceled both Monday and Tuesday.
New images of the damage along the Gulf Coast this morning from Hurricane Sally. New satellite pictures just into the newsroom show before and after of the shorelines hit by the storm. These are from Gulf Shores, Alabama. You can see docks ripped away, other areas affected by the storm surge and those strong winds. Right now, more than 300,000 customers are without power in the Gulf. Hattie, flooding is going to be a major threat here, and that storm, although it is weakened, is now pushing up the eastern seaboard.
It certainly is, yeah. Still remnants of Sally on the map. You can see them, I've sort of highlighted. Moving pretty rapidly offshore, which is good news. Definitely don't need any more rain in that area. The Atlantic remains very active, though. We have Hurricane Teddy spinning in the central Atlantic. The track of that storm is not going to impact the United States. It's likely to move more north than west, so that is good news. Another potential development coming off the coast of Africa. We'll watch that one closely. But right now, focusing on Tropical Depression number 22. It is named, and I am expecting that to increase in intensity and sort of organize itself possibly into a tropical storm this weekend. The forecast track would take this storm more towards Texas than parts of Alabama or Florida, but again, it bears watching. It is in the Gulf Coast, relatively close to those areas impacted earlier this week by Sally. Now, by comparison, things are much quieter around here. Skies have cleared overnight across most of the area, and that's leading to a cold start this morning. Some frost advisories in effect. Juneau and Adams counties are in those advisories. The growing season has not yet come to an end there, but it is quickly ending for the North Woods. Rhinelander at 27 this morning. Superior is down to 25. Eau Claire back up to 33, but they were 30 last hour. So those cold temperatures really widespread across the North Woods. Green Bay still at 40, and here in Madison, we're at 46 degrees. So a little warmer here in the southern part of the state. We have been dealing with a little bit of cloud cover, but you can see those clouds pretty patchy right now. They'll just filter the sunshine for a little bit this morning. Our temperatures, though, are going to be on the cool side. We have a northeasterly wind this morning, and you'll feel that when you step out the door this morning. Winds will stay relatively light, but again, from the northeast today, so that's kind of a cool wind for us. They will start to diminish and shift around to the south, though, as we head into the weekend. Take a look at the temperatures today. Noticeably cooler than yesterday. Here's a look at those numbers. We're going to slowly climb through the 50s. By lunchtime, 57. Our high today, a few hours later, just 60 degrees. So you'll want a light jacket today. Tonight, we could see some frosty conditions once again. Forecast low in Madison is 40 degrees. Some areas, though, will likely drop into the 30s tonight. So if you do have sensitive plants outside, you want to cover those up. Otherwise, for the weekend, pretty darn nice. 63 on Saturday, 68 on Sunday. Don't put the shorts away in the summer gear just yet, because we are in the 70s. And even next weekend, upper 70s, close to 80 degrees.
Yeah, just beautiful weather ahead, Hattie. Thank you. 6:07 now, breaking overnight. Madison police are investigating after gunshots were fired at a West Side home, narrowly missing 2 people, including an 8-year-old. Police say it happened around 10 last night on Lorene Drive, just off of Hammersley Road near Elver Park. Multiple bullets reportedly hit that home, shattering windows and sailing just above the heads of an adult and an 8-year-old. Nobody was hit, but the child was hurt by broken glass. Police are still looking for suspects. They do not have a description. Officers also investigating a second shots fired call on the west side that involved a car flipping over. Officers were called to Piping Rock Road, just off of Whitney Way, a little after 1 a.m. People in the area reported hearing multiple gunshots and then seeing a car roll over. Officers found spent shell casings near that vehicle. Police say they towed the car for evidence. No suspects were found.
Madison police also investigating a major car crash on the west side. The multi-vehicle crash happened around 7 o'clock last night at the intersection of Mineral Point Road and Grand Canyon Drive. The road was closed for several hours and people were told to stay away. Right now, conditions of the people involved have not been released.
Authorities say all 4 people shot at a retirement home complex in Mayville are expected to survive. Police say a 72-year-old man approached 3 other people in the parking lot of Spring Glen Apartments and started arguing with them before shooting all 3. He then turned the gun on himself. The State Department of Justice says all 4 people did know each other. They were all taken to a local hospital where they're recovering this morning.
Police say the man suspected of killing a right-wing protester in Portland pointed a gun at officers before he was shot and killed. Sheriffs there say Michael Reinhold had a handgun when he was shot by members of a federal task force on September 3rd. Ballistic tests are being done to determine if it was the same gun used to kill Aaron Danielson just a few days before in Portland. Reinhold was shot as federal investigators and U.S. Marshals try to arrest him outside of his home.
A federal judge is blocking changes to the Postal Service that have slowed mail across the country. In his ruling, the U.S. judge in Washington state called the changes a politically motivated attack. He's issuing a nationwide injunction blocking recent changes to the way the Postal Service sorts and delivers mail. 14 states filed a federal lawsuit over the policy, which instructed trucks to leave postal facilities at scheduled times, regardless of whether there was more mail to load. The states are also trying to force the USPS to handle election mail as first-class mail.
Twitter is telling politicians and journalists to change their passwords. It won't be optional either. Twitter announced yesterday it'll require certain political candidates and others to make their passwords more secure. They'll also have to verify their email address or phone numbers before making password changes. That two-factor authentication for logins will also be highly encouraged. This comes a couple of months after Twitter saw several high-profile accounts get hacked, including former President Obama, Joe Biden, and Bill Gates.
6:10 your time now, and coming up every Friday you can get a taste of some of Madison's best food trucks. We invited one to join us here at the station. We're going to be headed outside to join them. That's coming up next.
And we'll show you how one school in Milwaukee is getting creative when it comes to finding space for their students. We'll be right back.
Our current president has failed. He's failed to protect us. He's failed to protect America. As president, I'll make you a promise. I'll protect America without exception every time. I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
This car since you were 8 policy from American Family Insurance. Insure carefully. Dream fearlessly.
Fry Construction is celebrating their 25-year anniversary, which means big savings on home repairs and improvements. No job is too small or too big, and your safety is always our concern. Respected in the industry and voted best of Madison, Fry Construction delivers lasting quality for your home. And now, for a limited time, save 25% off gutters or insulation with a full roof, siding, or window project, all with zero down, 0% interest for 12 months. Contact Fry Construction today.
Working out? Not canceled. Catching up? Not canceled. Game night? Not canceled. Nap time? Not canceled. If new carpet would make you happier at home, we're here to help with standard carpet installation of just $75. Carpet one room or your whole house. And installation is only $75 while we celebrate our 75th anniversary. Coil Carpet One Floor and Home. Locally owned and operated since 1945.
It's the mattress sale you don't want to miss. The A1 Back and Better Than Ever sale on now. With savings of up to 40% on top brand mattresses. Get a Nectar or Dream Cloud. The only mattresses with a 365-night guarantee and a lifetime warranty. Plus tax included on every purchase over $499. And for qualified customers, 48 months free financing. Most in-store items available for immediate pickup or delivery. One location only. Stoughton Road, Madison. Don't miss the A1 Back and Better Than Ever sale on now.
Fall is fast approaching, and now's a good time to prepare your lawn for the winter months. Enjoy all the beautiful fall colors for a change and leave all your hard work to Barnes. Tweet, snap, chat, share, or visit barnesinc.net. If you're looking for the best, you're looking for Barnes, now employee-owned.
I love to equal the playing field. I love to help people and allow them to feel like they are powerful instead of powerless. We're with our clients every step of the way.
Gingras, Thompson, and Walks.
We can't deal with an economic crisis until you beat the pandemic. You can't have an economic comeback when almost 1,000 Americans die each day from COVID. Mr. President, do your job. I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Welcome back, folks. We're celebrating an extra special Friday here on News 3 Now this morning because it's Food Truck Friday.
Yeah, every Friday through the end of October at Alliant Energy Center, they'll have some food trucks out, you know, because we've been missing that part during this quarantine, you know, during a lot of the stay-at-home orders. We want to get out and support these local businesses. So we brought in Bonzo's food truck this morning, and Aaron is joining us. So Aaron, tell us about Bonzo if people at home don't know what you guys are all about.
Oh, sure. So Bonzo, we serve up Mediterranean pita sandwiches, platters, salads, things like that. Make everything from scratch. I'll be making up some chicken pitas and falafel pitas today. We got a food cart. It's been in operation since 2011. Storefront on Sherman Avenue. And yeah, we're excited for Food Cart Friday tonight.
So I was lucky enough to go to school at UW and eat from your establishment.
Oh, that one's not filled yet. I can fill. Oh yeah, I can fill that up for you.
Like it's a little thin. Poor guy. So I ate at Bonzo all the time when I was in college. You guys have been around since 2011.
That's right.
How have you guys sort of evolved over the years?
Well, we started as a food cart. Not this one. This is our second food cart. And then we expanded to our storefront, which is up on Sherman Avenue, so offering dine-in, delivery. We do a lot of catering, weddings, things like that,
cool.
And special events.
What does it mean to have an event like Food Truck Friday for a business during the pandemic? You know, a lot of people are struggling out there. So to have a place like this, to get out there and to serve the public, what's it mean for you guys?
Well, it means a lot for us in terms of the food cart, having a weekly venue like that. It's been pretty popular. Foot traffic during the week has been pretty slim. So you want me to fill one of these up for you?
Yeah, we got just about 30 seconds left. We got to show the goods.
That's right.
All right, so Food Truck Friday, 10 food trucks will be out at the Alliant Energy Center starting at 4 o'clock this evening, running until 8 o'clock. They're going to do this every Friday until the end of October. So, again, what do we have here?
This is our chick pita. It's our marinated chicken in a pita sandwich.
Oh, look at that box.
Custom-made box for you.
Wow, fancy.
That's right.
All right.
Chris, of course, gets the first bite here. Look at that. That's good television. How is it?
That's good.
I want one of these,
This
Aaron.
chicken's fantastic.
Serve me up.
You want one too? Yeah. I don't want to leave you hanging.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Patty, back to you.
You're missing out, Hats.
I am so jealous. I'm just on the other side of the fence.
Oh, I hear you.
But on the wrong side of the fence.
I'll toss you some.
I will be over there the next half hour, so cannot wait to try some of that yummy food.
Let's get you messy there. Sorry.
On the forecast for today, I'm wearing my jacket. It's a little cool outside here this morning.
I know how to pull the tab off.
Hey guys. Trying to do weather over here. There you go. We have temperatures that are down in the 40s here in southern Wisconsin. If we can show those weather graphics, 46 right now in Madison. A little bit of a sunrise, though, that we get a peek of this morning. Haven't seen too many of those this week so far, so nice to see that clearing sky. Temperatures into the north of our viewing area are in the 30s in some spots. In fact, it is 30 degrees in Black River Falls. Parts of Juneau and Adams County may be dipping into the 30s right now as well. Here's a look at your bus stop weather forecast. I would advise to grab a light jacket today. It's going to be noticeably cooler than yesterday. Highs just around 60 degrees. There you can see lunch hour 57 today. So still a very nice day with sunshine. Just feeling a little bit more like fall this afternoon.
All right, Hattie. Thank you very much. Stay with us, folks. We'll be right back.
Sponsored by Magic Wash. Fully open, safe for cars, clothes, and canines.
Don't miss the Smith Brothers factory authorized sale on now. Select from many styles on our showroom floor or custom order the Amish crafted sofa just right for you.
Save big on quality Smith Brothers furniture.
At Wanakee Furniture, ETC.
It takes attention to detail. With your local Bryant dealer, you're getting more than just a technician. You're getting someone who pays attention to your needs and the little things that make a big difference. It takes a dealer you can rely on. And to keep your family warm this winter,
here, let me show you how this works.
It takes Bryant.
Bryant. Whatever it takes.
Call Hillestead Heating and Cooling in Madison and Lodi. In the Monroe area, call Roofer Refrigeration and Heating.
During Joe Biden's 47 years in Washington, Made in America was replaced with Made in China. Biden's bad trade deals put China first, and American workers paid the price. Millions of jobs lost to Mexico and China. Donald Trump is the jobs president. He helped create millions of jobs. Factories returned. African Americans, Hispanic Americans, and women saw record gains. President Trump will always put America first.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Slumberland's huge Labor Day sale ends Saturday. Don't miss out on updating your home for less. Get this stylish, comfy sectional for just $9.98 and get the storage ottoman free. Or an incredible price on this highly recommended Sealy Posturepedic Queen mattress for just $4.49. If you've been waiting for our very best deals, this is it. But these deals are only till Saturday. Plus, get free shipping with no minimum. You don't want to miss this one. The Labor Day sale at Slumberland Furniture.
To most people, the idea of fighting is unpleasant. But sometimes to make things right, it's necessary to fight. Some things are worth fighting for. If you or your family has been injured, you'll want a good law firm on your side to make things right again. Since 1930, Habish & Rotier has recovered more million-dollar results for our clients than any other law firm in Wisconsin. Habish & Rotier. We fight for what's right.
Health researchers are trying to learn more about diseases like arthritis, cancer, asthma, diabetes. Join the All of Us research program to share your health information. With your partnership, they will learn more faster.
Don't miss the Smith Brothers Factory Authorized Sale on now. Select from many styles on our showroom floor or custom order the Amish crafted sofa just right for you.
Save big on quality Smith Brothers furniture.
At Wanakee Furniture, ETC.
We're back here at 620 to give students and teachers some more space. A private school in the Milwaukee area is getting kind of creative. Take a look at this. Divine Savior Holy Angels High School set up tents in the parking lots, you know, like those big outdoor tents that you would see like at a wedding reception. The tents are being used for study halls and band and choir practices. The school's principal says they realized they needed more space for those bigger classes that they didn't have in their usual classrooms.
Parents do their drop-off and pick-up of their daughters right here and drive past the tent. I think they're grateful that this was another thing that we've thought about.
The school's principal says once things get cold, they're going to have to move indoors to the gym or the commons area.
So there's a little more than a week left in baseball's regular season. There's a little more than a week left in baseball's regular season, and the Brewers are trying to keep their slim playoff hopes alive this morning. Right now, they're just one game out of a playoff spot. They start their final home series of the year against Kansas City tonight. After 3 games this weekend against the Royals, the Brewers will finish their season with 8 games against the Reds and the Cardinals. The Brewers would need to pass both in the standings to earn a playoff spot.
We're hoping to find out later today who the Badgers will play this year. That schedule has not been released for the season that starts next month. The Big Ten announced its plans to reverse course and play football this fall earlier this week. The conference is hoping to start play the weekend of October 23rd and the 24th. UW Athletic Director Barry Alvarez said earlier this week that they were working on the schedule still, and he expected it to be released by the end of the week. Each team will play 4 home and away games, and there won't be any fans in the stands. The 9th game will be during championship week in December. Ahead of the Packers home opener, the National Bobblehead Hall of Fame is unveiling some new bobbleheads featuring Bart Starr. He's getting 4 new bobbleheads honoring his life and career. They commemorate the Ice Bowl being first Super Bowl MVP and his other career accomplishments. Along with him will be Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers for one of those bobbleheads. Now, if you want to get your hands on one, they are for sale on the Bobblehead Hall of Fame's website. Our annual Coats for Kid drive underway this morning. We're updating our coat count to see how much your donations are making an impact, and we have a big jump. So proud of everyone who's donated. 437 items so far. If you haven't donated already, there's still plenty of time.
Yeah, the Community Action Coalition says they're expecting a bigger need than usual this year, with so many families having a hard time financially. So check your closets. Drop off those coats, hats, and gloves at any Clinky Cleaners location in the area by October 10th.
So one man's floating down the mighty Mississippi River right now on a pontoon boat, hoping to raise some money and people's spirits.
Eric Mischie is using an old Home Depot garden shed on top of what he calls an old rotting pontoon deck to go from St. Paul to Baton Rouge. He hopes his journey inspires people to give to a nonprofit called Spare Key. It helps families dealing with significant medical crises and hospital bills. Aside from that, he's hoping to give some people something else they need right now.
I'm a big believer in hope, and I think that's what this country needs more than anything else right now. And if they can find it in a garden shed on a pontoon traveling down the river, then I think we're doing what we're supposed to be doing.
So he started his journey in August and just passed through Davenport, Iowa this week. He plans to finish his journey down the Mississippi in mid-October.
It's not a terrible way to go down the Mississippi River.
Sign me up. I think this is a great idea.
It sounds like fun, doesn't it?
He sounds like fun.
Yeah, he does. And for a great cause, too. We wish him all the best.
Hey, not a bad time to get out on the Mississippi, Hads.
No, it certainly isn't. This is one of the best times of the year, and I've been keeping an eye on those leaf conditions here in Wisconsin. We're starting to see some color in the north woods. Now, Iron and Pierce counties reporting about 30% of the leaves have changed color. So not anywhere close to peak just yet, but with temperatures like we have, those cool overnight lows and the sunshine through the day, I think we'll see those leaves start to turn pretty quickly, even here in southern Wisconsin. Take a look at temperatures this morning. Temps are in the 40s right now for most spots, but we'll head to a high of 60 today. Here's our pet walk forecast. A trio, Lizzie, Maggie, and Lola, all in Janesville. Look at that group. They'll be on a walk today, I bet. 60 degrees. Perfect weather for the dogs today. Lots of sunshine is expected. Now, we do have some cool temps overnight tonight. Lows drop to 40. So areas north of Dane County may see some patchy frost again tonight into Saturday morning. But overall, that extended forecast is staying very quiet. We really haven't had to make many changes to the numbers. Still in the 60s on Saturday and Sunday. We're back into the 70s then for Monday and all of next week. It heats up for next weekend with highs close to 80 degrees.
Overnight lows, not too bad either, huh, Hattie?
No, in the 50s. I'll take it.
Ooh.
I'll take 4 weeks of that.
Yeah.
Real comfortable. Stick around, folks. We'll be right back.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Gear Up for Fall is on now at Sloan Implement. Run with the John Deere 1025R compact utility tractor. Get 0% for 84 months on a 1025R. Get a John Deere now during Gear Up for Fall and Powered Up with Sloan.
Since 1902, Carrier has been inventing new ways to make people comfortable. And today, comfort can also mean efficiency. Because being more efficient with your home heating can mean spending less on it. And that's something everyone can get comfortable with. If you're ready for Carrier comfort, now you can get cool cash rebates of up to $1,650 on a new system. Carrier, turn to the experts.
Leading edge heating and air conditioning serving the Madison area.
In Jefferson and surrounding counties called Jensen Plumbing and Heating.
At Associated Physicians, we've added a ton of safety measures to make sure you feel secure when coming in for your appointments. It's important that our patients get the care they need when they need it. You can expect a pre-screen call within a couple of days of your appointment to determine you are deemed free from any COVID-19 symptoms. You'll also be pre-registered so we can confirm your personal details. Make sure to give us your email too so we can send any necessary forms virtually through DocuSign. When you arrive at the clinic, give us a call to let us know you're here and ready for your appointment. Wear a mask when you come in, and if you don't have one, we'd be more than happy to provide you one. You'll see many new things we've implemented, such as social distancing in our waiting rooms and sneeze guards. Nothing is too good for our patients. So now that you've seen the precautions we've taken, we hope you feel more comfortable coming in for your appointments. Call for your appointment today, 608-233-9746. Associated Physicians. Devoted physicians, trusted care.
I want to make it absolutely clear. Rioting is not protesting. Looting is not protesting. It's lawlessness, plain and simple. And those who do it should be prosecuted. Fires are burning and we have a president who fans the flames. He can't stop the violence because for years he's fomented it. But his failure to call on his own supporters to stop acting as an armed militia in this country shows how weak he is. Violence will not bring change. It'll only bring destruction. It's wrong in every way. If I were president, my language would be less divisive. I'd be looking to lower the temperature in this country, not raise it. Donald Trump is determined to instill fear in America because Donald Trump adds fuel to every fire. This is not who we are. I believe we'll be guided by the words of Pope John Paul II, words drawn from the scriptures. Be not afraid. I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Gear Up for Fall is on now at Sloan Implement. Run with the John Deere 1025R compact utility tractor. Get 0% for 84 months on a 1025R. Get a John Deere now during Gear Up for Fall and powered up with Sloan.
Campaigning continues. What President Trump had to say to Wisconsin voters and when we could expect another visit from his campaign.
Sunshine in the forecast today, but it's going to be the coolest day of the week. All the details coming up.
This is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning, folks. Happy Friday. Thanks for joining us. I'm Leah Lynchide.
And I'm Chris Stanford. Josh Sprider getting an early start to the weekend. President Trump and Joe Biden, they're going to make their way to Minnesota today for different campaign events. The Trump campaign has had a big presence in Wisconsin this week with 3 separate campaign visits. The president's rally in Mosinee last night, the most recent, he spoke to a large crowd at Central Wisconsin Airport. The president touched on one of the biggest stories of the week, the return of Big Ten football despite rising COVID-19 cases across colleges in the Midwest. President Trump says Americans need a break from politics and even from himself.
People don't want that. You know what? We have enough politics, right? We have politics here. We have politics all over. In fact, sometimes I have to turn it off. I can't do it anymore. I can't watch me.
The president's focus at the rally, though, was on how well the U.S. is handling the pandemic, suggesting a vaccine could be here very soon. The U.S. does have the most deaths in the world and the most cases. It's claimed more than 1,200 lives just here in Wisconsin, with a new record of daily cases set in Wisconsin just yesterday.
At least 42 players and staff within the Wisconsin football team have tested positive. The health department made that announcement the day after the Big Ten announced football would happen this fall. More than half of the positive cases were from the first 2 weeks of September. We haven't been told how many of those cases are still active. Now, cases on the UW campus also still climbing. There are now nearly 2,400 confirmed cases. That's about 7% of the university's undergraduate population. At least 400 students are in on-campus isolation. 111 are in housing quarantine. That's in addition to the thousands being forced to quarantine in Celery and Whitty Halls and dozens of sorority and fraternity houses.
Those students in quarantine at Celery and Whitty Halls are going into their second week of quarantine. Students still living in the residence halls tell News 3 that many students have left, either to live in an apartment or to go back to their families. Those who stayed say staying in a tiny room for so many hours without social contact or much space for exercise is tough. They also have concerns about what the rest of the school year might look like.
I've definitely needed to spend some time to mentally decompress every day.
So there's definitely a lot of questions people want answered, and me, myself included. I want to know what things are going to look like after this quarantine.
Happening today, Blackhawk Church on Brader Way in Middleton. They are inviting the community to drop off snacks and notes for dorm residents. That'll happen today from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Those will be delivered later this afternoon.
Joe Biden is on the campaign trail this morning, and he's focusing on the pandemic. He says he has a clear idea of where Americans should be turning to for information on COVID-19.
I don't trust the president on vaccines. I trust Dr. Fauci. If Fauci says the vaccine is safe, I take the vaccine. That we should listen to the scientists, not to the president.
The statement comes after recent confusion between the president and the CDC. CDC Director Robert Redfield says a vaccine might not be available until the middle of next year, but the president says that's not true. We could see one as soon as October. Dr. Redfield made his comments under sworn testimony in front of lawmakers earlier this week.
Scientists at the CDC say recent guidance posted on its website was not written by the agency's scientists and has been posted against their objections. The guidance says it's not necessary to test people who are asymptomatic for COVID-19, even if they'd been exposed. The agency's previous position had been to test everyone who had close contact with someone diagnosed. The New York Times reports a new version of the guidance is expected to be posted later today. It has not been cleared by the CDC and is being revised by HHS officials.
New this morning, despite making up less than 3% of the world's population, healthcare workers comprise 14% of all COVID-19 cases. By the World Health Organization's count, that comes out to nearly 41,000 people. It's still unclear whether the workers were infected at work or in their communities. The WHO says patients can't be safe unless healthcare workers are also kept safe. They suggest governments take measures to create safer working conditions to mitigate those risks.
6:34, a Dane County business is thinking outside of the box to create something positive during the pandemic. Check this out. Creatability Studios just got the ribbon for their new Madison location. Creatability is a video education and production studio that offers programs for people with autism or other disabilities. Parents say they're excited for the studio to expand.
As a parent, it just warms my heart to know that we have this outlet for him, and it's positive, and he's always super excited and looking forward to it.
Creatability Studios has offered 8 years of programs. Their other studio is in Monona.
6:34, your time now. Hattie McLean keeping an eye on that weekend forecast. Includes some frost advisories up north, huh, Hads?
Yeah, we have these frost advisories in effect this morning for parts of the state. That does cover Juneau and Adams County in our viewing area. They look like a little bit of a patchwork quilt because for some areas, the National Weather Service is no longer issuing frost advisories because they've already dropped below freezing and the growing season has come to an end. That's in areas like Rhinelander. It's 27 degrees there this morning, 25 in Superior, 31 in Ladysmith. Stevens Point is only 31 as well, so some frosty conditions even into central Wisconsin. Green Bay is still at 40, and here in Madison we're at 46. Along the lake in Milwaukee, they're about 10 degrees warmer with 55 degrees this morning. Now we typically start to see our first freezing conditions this time of the year as we head towards the end of September. That's when the growing season comes to an end for the northern half of the state. We hold on just a little bit longer here in southern Wisconsin. This dark blue shaded area typically experiences those first freezing conditions or a season-ending frost or freeze. That comes in the first week of October. Again, with the warmer waters of Lake Michigan, that purple shaded color indicating mid-October as the first freezing conditions for southeastern Wisconsin. Taking a closer look at southern Wisconsin this morning, here's a look at future track temperatures. Note the time on this map, Saturday at 6 o'clock. So this is 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. There may be some more patchy frost developing for southern Wisconsin. Forecast low is 40 here in Madison, but all of that blue color on the map indicates that some areas may drop below that, especially in between some of those reporting stations. So cover up any sensitive plants tonight. Our current temperature and conditions here in Madison, we have mostly clear skies, a northeasterly wind at 8 with our temperatures still in the mid-40s. Weather track showing you that earlier this morning we did have more significant cloud cover. Those clouds have now shifted off to the south, and most areas are waking up with at least a little bit of sunshine. Your future track forecast model shows you how slowly temperatures are going to climb today. We'll only be in the mid to upper 50s by lunchtime. Northeasterly wind is going to keep things a little cooler today. Our high just 60 degrees, 60 in Madison, Watertown, maybe 61 in Janesville. Yesterday we had a high of 67, so noticeably cooler today. It is going to be chilly again tonight. As I mentioned, those nighttime lows getting into the 30s in some spots. Take a look at this extended forecast, though. I think the best news is that we really haven't had to change anything in the extended forecast. Still looking at sunshine this weekend with highs in the 60s and then into the 70s again next week.
Beautiful week ahead. Thank you very much, Hattie. 6:37 now. We have an update this morning to a story we first told you about this summer. The black man handcuffed in his own home at gunpoint is filing a civil rights lawsuit against the city of Monona and the 2 officers involved. This body camera video from the Monona Police Department shows that incident unfolding. Take a look. The officers responded to a call about a suspicious black man on a porch on June 2nd. Keontae Furge and a friend had just moved into their high school football coach's mother's house. She had recently died, and the coach had told them they could temporarily stay there. In the video, officers walk in with their guns drawn before handcuffing Furge. They took the handcuffs off after Furge explained the living situation. The Journal-Sentinel reports the suit is looking to, quote, vindicate the violation of Keontae Furge's constitutional rights. The complaint also says they want the officers to be punished for their egregious conduct, so in the future, someone can sit on their own front porch without having to fear that the police will break in and shoot them. The city of Monona tells the Journal-Sentinel they're handing the issue over to their insurance company. News 3 Now is working to obtain a copy of that lawsuit.
An update to a story we've been following this week. We now know that a man shot 3 people in Mayville, then turned the gun on himself. Police say all 4 are expected to recover. The shooting happened around 7:30 Wednesday night. Police say the 72-year-old man walked up to 2 women and a man in a parking lot outside of a retirement home. They say that they started arguing with the group, then shot them before shooting himself. The DOJ says all 4 people knew each other and that there's no threat to the public. Developing right now, Madison police are investigating a crash involving 2 cars on the west side with significant injuries. It happened around 7 o'clock on Mineral Point Road near the Panera Bread. We've been calling Madison police all morning. They won't say right now what the extent of those injuries are or how many people are hurt.
New this morning, the Justice Department wants prosecutors to consider charging some protesters with trying to overthrow the government, including protesters here in Wisconsin. Historically, the federal sedition law has rarely been used. Protesters in Kenosha, Washington, D.C., and Portland have set fires on federal property.
Democrats and Republicans are still working on proposals to prevent another government shutdown at the end of the month. One of the key sticking points is a disagreement on how long the spending bill should last. Democrats want a resolution that lasts until February, when there's a chance that Democrats could win the House and Senate. Republicans are hoping for a shorter-term solution that would run through mid-December. Democrats reportedly sent a proposal to Republicans Wednesday night and are waiting to hear back. President Trump is pushing Republicans to accept a more expensive stimulus bill. He says he wants to see more people get more money. Senate Republicans have been advocating for a slimmed-down package, but House Speaker Nancy Pelosi is standing firm on her plans for a $2.2 trillion package. House Democrats passed a $3.4 trillion act in May, but the bill was never taken up by the Senate. Friday, but more importantly, it's Food Truck Friday.
Yeah, we're going to be checking out some food from one of today's featured trucks coming up. That's right after the break.
Furniture and Appliance Mart's 4-day semi-annual customer appreciation appliance sale is on. Thank you for more than 50 years of business. Save up to 50% off top brand appliances while they last. And free doorstep delivery within 5 days. At Furniture and Appliance Mart inside Ashley Home Store off the Beltline.
Lately, we've come to appreciate what home has to offer. Right now at Feldco, buy one window and you'll get one free, plus no interest for 1 year. That'll help keep your home and your family warm, safe, and comfortable all year long. That's something we've been providing for almost 50 years. Let Feldco get you ready for colder weather. Buy one window, get one free now.
Final days. Hurry. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
Let us help you create your family's recipe for health. SSM Health and News 3 Now are making it easy by putting all the ingredients right at your fingertips. With topics like healthy habits, nutrition, and mental well-being, there's something for everyone. Visit Channel 3000's Time for Kids page for advice from SSM Health experts.
And catch fresh and informative reports on News 3 Now.
Take time for kids with SSM Health and News 3 Now.
Let's start walking. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come
on. Right now, you can get 0.9% financing for 60 months on a spacious new 2020 Toyota Highlander or Highlander Hybrid. Toyota, let's go places.
The chief actuary of the Social Security Administration just released an analysis of Trump's planned cuts to Social Security. Under Trump's plan, Social Security would become permanently depleted by the middle of calendar year 2023. If Trump gets his way, Social Security benefits will run out in just 3 years from now. Don't let it happen. Joe Biden will protect Social Security.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
During the 4-day customer appreciation sale at Ashley Home Store, we're offering a mattress deal so good, we've never offered it before, and we may never be able to again. Hurry, it's through Monday only at Ashley Home Store. This is home.
On the next Live Before, Dr. Zorba Pastor has the latest COVID-19 news, plus he takes your phone calls.
And our canine correspondents, the News Hounds, have the best animal stories of the week.
Download the Channel 3000 First Warn Weather app today.
Well, good morning. Let's take a look at the sunrise sunset times this morning. Sunrise Sun up now, 6:41, but sun sets just after 7 o'clock today, 7:01 p.m. That's not necessarily an important time, but it is the last time that the sun will set later than 7 p.m. this year. The next time our sunset is after 7 is not until March 2021. So going to be a long time before we see those nice, long, bright evenings. We're losing about 20 minutes of daylight each week this time of the year. But we do have a nice sunrise underway this morning. Here's a live look from the Queen Bee Radio sky camera. We have mostly clear skies this morning in Platteville and across most of southern Wisconsin. Those clouds have really dissipated and now are confined mainly to the southeastern corner of the state. It's going to be a great day today weather-wise. Pretty quiet this morning. Temperatures are generally in the 40s, 46 in Madison, 47 in Platteville. Janesville still the warm spot at 52 degrees. There will be a taste of fall in the air today, though, as temperatures climb only to a high of 60 degrees this afternoon, so noticeably cooler than it was yesterday. We do have cool temps through the weekend, but we are expected to get back into the 70s next week. Now, coming up in just a few minutes, I'm about to head outside where Chris and Leah are. They are with our Food Truck Friday, Bonzo Food Truck. Looks like you guys are all ready to go out there.
Oh yeah, we've already been snacking a little bit, that's for sure, during commercial breaks. Hattie, come on out. So yeah, as Hattie just mentioned, we're with Bonzo this morning. We're highlighting Food Truck Friday, which is happening over at Alliant Energy Center all fall long.
It happens at 4 o'clock this evening until 8 o'clock. The 10 local food trucks for you to come out and support and get some local cuisine. So Aaron with Bonzo is making up some falafel for us this morning.
That's right.
So with food trucks and the pandemic going on at the same time, how do you guys make that work?
Well, it's been tough. Obviously, all our staff are wearing masks, washing hands more often than even normally required, changing gloves, go through, I don't even know how many boxes of gloves a day. And then interacting with customers on a contactless basis. Folks can order ahead online, schedule their pickup. Pickup goes right out on the ledge here. They can come by, grab their order, and head on their way.
Ordering online, really convenient, yeah.
Absolutely.
Hattie got here just in time. I think it's time to see the goods. Can you smell that?
It smells
phenomenal.
Yeah, it smells great.
So what do we have in here?
Super fresh.
Here I've got this is our famous Bonzo pita. It's our falafel coming just out of the fryer in a pita sandwich.
Can you cut one in half so all three of us can get some?
Our staff is going to cringe, but I'll do it. I'll do it for the camera today. I'll do it for you today.
So these boxes are really cool. You know, pitas can get really messy. So they have this box that you can like rip off.
Isn't that great?
And you get a little container.
They've got it figured out.
Voila.
That's beautiful.
Just like that. Check these falafel balls out right here. Mark, can you get in close on this?
It is so good. It is so good.
Aaron, how much does a sandwich like this go for?
Those sandwiches are $9. You can also do them in a platter, salad, or rice bowl form. We got a lot of gluten-free and vegetarian options.
Awesome.
So yeah, lots of options for you out there.
Yeah, that's just one of the options that's available at the food truck tonight.
Big. It's a lot of food.
I did cut one in half. You can see why it gets a little messier that way.
I mean, it's going to be messy if I'm eating it anyway.
That's the beauty of it, right? That's the fun of it.
Exactly. Here, Hattie, this one can be for you. You haven't gotten a bite yet.
And this is every Friday at the Alliant Energy Center?
Yeah, it runs to the end of October. Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah. Well, Aaron,
a lot of great carts out there.
Thanks so much for your time, for your talents this morning. We appreciate it.
Really
we'll be out at Alliant Energy Center tonight.
All right, go check them out. The morning sprint is coming up after the break.
But first, it's September 18th. We want to say happy birthday to a bunch of kiddos turning 3 today, including my friend Paul's grandson, Brody.
News 3 is sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
Don't miss the Smith Brothers Factory Authorized Sale on now. Select from many styles on our showroom floor or custom order the Amish crafted sofa just right for you.
Save big on quality Smith Brothers furniture.
At Wanakee Furniture, ETC.
TSR Concrete Coatings is the nation's largest residential concrete coating company, proudly serving homeowners throughout Wisconsin. Our coatings are 4 times stronger than regular epoxy and won't chip, crack, or peel. They're impact resistant and UV stable. Our unique process begins with a base coat to seal cracks and level the surface, then flakes in the color pattern of your choice. A top coat is applied for a durable finished floor that can be installed in as little as 1 day. Act now to save 15% on your concrete coating project. Ask about 12 months, same as cash financing. TSR Nation is growing by the day with satisfied customers throughout Wisconsin, and we want you to be a part of it. As a special bonus, call during this program and receive a free TSR swag pack with your concrete coating project. Call 1-800-886-8411. That's 1-800-886-8411.
If I'm your president, on day 1, we'll implement the national strategy I've been laying out since March. We'll develop and deploy rapid tests with results available immediately. We'll make the medical supplies and protective equipment that our country needs. We'll make them here in America. We'll have a national mandate to wear masks, not as a burden, but as a patriotic duty to protect one another. In short, we'll do what we should have done from the very beginning. Our current president has failed in his most basic duty to the nation. He's failed to protect America. And my fellow Americans, that is unforgivable. As president, I'll make you a promise. I'll protect America. I will defend us from every attack, seen and unseen, always, without exception, every time. I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Now's the time to get a great deal on select Kubota compact and subcompact tractors. Our reliable #1 selling tractors are designed for easy operation and feature all the performance-matched attachments needed to tackle any job. Right now, get 0 down and 0% APR for 84 months and save up to $1,700, plus no payments for 90 days.
Don't miss the Smith Brothers Factory Authorized Sale on now. Select from many styles on our showroom floor or custom order the Amish crafted sofa just right for you.
Save big on quality Smith Brothers furniture.
At Wanakee Furniture, ETC.
Connect with News 3 Now on Facebook Messenger.
Welcome back at 6:51, time for the morning sprint.
We're open for some better news this morning after seeing the highest number of COVID-19 cases in Wisconsin. There are now more than 95,000 confirmed cases across the state. That is an increase of more than 2,000 in 24 hours. We are also seeing another jump in the positivity rate. We're now at 17.8%.
Cases are still climbing on the UW campus. There are now nearly 2,400 confirmed cases. It's about 7% of the university's undergraduate population. At least 400 students are in on-campus isolation. 111 are in housing quarantine. That's in addition to the thousands being forced to quarantine in Celery and Whitty dorms and dozens of sorority and fraternity houses.
Edgewood College also seeing a spike in cases among students. The college is now converting its main dining hall to takeout only. They say it's because students haven't been following social distancing expectations. All athletic teams have also started a 2-week pause on all team events.
We're hoping to find out later today who the Badgers will face when their shortened football season gets underway in just about a month now. The Big Ten announced its plans to reverse course and play football this fall earlier this week. The conference is hoping to start play by the weekend of October 23rd.
Public Health Madison-Dane County says the decision to hold football right now will have a major impact not only on students and athletes, but for everyone in Dane County. They recommend staying home to watch the games and just avoid getting together with anybody. Health experts want you to prioritize the health and well-being of everyone when you choose to cheer on the Badgers.
The World Health Organization says cases are alarmingly surging in Europe. European governments are starting to impose strict local measures and considering more lockdowns to prevent a second wave. More than half of European nations have reported an increase of more than 10% in new cases over the past 2 weeks. The WHO says weekly cases now exceed those reported when the pandemic first peaked.
Wisconsin Senator Ron Johnson is in quarantine this morning. The senator has been exposed to someone who tested positive. That quarantine actually prevented him from traveling with the president yesterday for his campaign stop in Mosinee. Johnson says he has no symptoms and tested negative. Mike Pence coming back to Wisconsin next week. He'll campaign in Eau Claire Thursday. He is expected to give a speech at Midwest Manufacturing. It'll be his third visit to Wisconsin in as many weeks.
A woman is accusing President Trump of sexually assaulting her at the 1997 U.S. Open. Amy Doris says then businessman Trump groped her outside of a bathroom at the event. She shared her story in an exclusive interview with The Guardian. The president is denying the allegation through his attorney, saying they are totally false. More than a dozen women have accused the president of sexual misconduct. Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden has also been accused of sexual misconduct within the past year.
The Brewers will start their final home series tonight against the Royals. After 3 games this weekend against Kansas City, the Brewers will finish their season with 8 games against the Reds and the Cardinals. The Brewers would have to pass both of those teams in the standings to make the playoffs.
The Packers have their first home game of the year this weekend against the Detroit Lions. The Pack is 1-0 after last week's win over the Vikings. Detroit coming off a fourth-quarter loss to the Bears. The two will play at noon on Sunday. No fans will be in attendance.
Developing right now, the White House is expected to announce several major disaster aid packages for Puerto Rico. CBS News reports it'll be the largest amount of disaster aid in U.S. history, expected to be in the billions. Most of the money will be given to rebuild the power grid destroyed by Hurricane Maria 3 years ago. This will be in addition to the $29 billion in aid already obligated by the federal government. $16 billion of that has already been dispersed.
At least 400,000 people are still without power this morning as Sally continues to make its way inland. It hit as a Category 2 storm on Wednesday, bringing torrential rains and winds of more than 100 miles an hour. Some areas in Florida and Alabama have seen more than 2 feet of rain. At least 2 people have died.
And breaking news within the last hour. A firefighter has died trying to put out a wildfire in the San Bernardino National Forest in California. There are at least 29 fires burning right now out west. The air quality in some of the western cities is now considered to be some of the worst in the world.
We're actually getting a break from some of that haze and smoke here in southern Wisconsin. You can see blue skies this morning. Sun is up. Great sunrise early today. Take a look at our temperatures. Still dropping, though. It's a little chilly outside. 44 degrees here in Madison, down to 41 in the Dells, still 52 in Janesville. You might want a light jacket today. Temperatures will top only at 60 this afternoon. That's a little cooler than it should be for this time in September. Lots of sunshine, though, is expected today. Here's a look at that weekend forecast. Still looking absolutely gorgeous this weekend. Saturday will start out on the cool note. Well, again, temperatures near 40 in the morning, climbing to a high of 63 in the afternoon. A little warmer on Sunday with a southerly breeze, sunshine, and highs in the upper 60s. No rain in the forecast for the weekend or even as we head into next week.
Thank you, Hattie. And thanks for joining us this morning, folks. Have a great weekend. Enjoy that sun. We'll be back here.